There is an idea of Patrick Bateman, some kind of abstraction, but there's no real me, only an entity, something illusory. Although I can hide my cold gaze and you can shake my hand and feel fresh. I can read, I swear. Feel flesh gripping yours. And even since our lifestyles are probably comparable, I simply am not there. I am Justin, jersey number 14.
And I'm Corey, jersey number 72. Anytime Patrick Bateman is dropped in the middle of a conversation, I am happy. Maybe we can talk about a business card stock at some point and hack people up, do a hip to be square, and just complete the whole thing. Mm-hmm. I am very stoked for this episode. I know you are as well. Another team-specific one. We're going to travel down some avenues. We are going to the district today.
Yes. And ladies and gentlemen, we're joined by a man. He's a stud. He's a man who will help you get in tip-top physical.
Yes.
Because he's a stud.
Yes.
He's a former professional wrestler. He's my dear friend, Joe Leone. Joe.
What's up, dudes?
Yo.
Also, it's very fitting, and I know why you did it, that you quoted American Psycho, because at one time I was American Psycho, and I did have to return some videotapes.
Yes, see? I was trying to tell Corey about it before, and me and Chris I'm sorry, not Chris, that other guy, still give you shit about that. Oh God!
But yeah, I mean, it's something that never fully happened. But that one time isn't apparently on video.
That was the thing. The one time it happened wasn't on video.
Yeah. Oh, of course, yeah, Murphy's Law, dude. Yeah, one's better than none, though, right?
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, for sure. So we only have our memories to go back.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
So you're here today to talk about the Washington Capitals, and so first of all, this is a mixed bag because I have mixed feelings about the Caps just in general. When I was younger, I hated them. And then I came ambivalent to them. I cheered for them a couple years ago just because underdogs and kind of on the rise. And now I'm kind of back in the middle with them. Now, as far as their gear, it's kind of the same way. Very mixed bag of gear.
Very spectrumy.
Yeah, it is.
But what I'm interested in is you're from Minnesota. How the hell do you become a Washington Capitals fan?
Okay, all right. So this is going to have to be a retrospective, I guess. And I'm going to try not to take 30 minutes to talk about this story, okay? I'm really going to try to zip through it as quick as I can, all right? So I grew up in Minnesota. I played hockey my entire life. My first team that I ever loved was the San Jose Sharks because it was like 1994, and I got one of the it was like a T-shirt jersey. So like the jersey material, but it was like a T-shirt. They did those in the early 90s, I guess. I don't know. It was San Jose Sharks, so I liked them. But then I found out that Brett Hull lived about 15 miles away from where I lived. So then I was a Brett Hull and St. Louis Blues fan. Brett Hull was my guy, but then also because I was a goalie when I played hockey, Grant Fuhr was my guy. So I was a Blues fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Hull went to Dallas, and I was still a Brett Hull guy because he lived close to me. So I was kind of a Stars fan. His foot was not in the crease, by the way, Corey.
Oh, here we go.
Anyway, we'll move past that.
Yeah, you're good.
Honestly, after that, so that was what, 2001 or 2, right?
It was
late 90s,
2000s.
early 2000s.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So then I kind of fell off from watching professional hockey for a few years, honestly, because I stopped playing hockey because coaches were dicks and I didn't want to play hockey anymore. So I kind of fell off from hockey. So now I moved out here to Norfolk, Virginia, because I was in the Navy. And then I just happened to catch. It was literally I caught the game against Arizona, or I guess they were Phoenix Coyotes still then.
Yeah.
So it was 2006 sometime. And Ovi had his on the breakaway, and then he ended up on his back and scored the goal from his back, where it was just like that insane from his back, and he scored the goal. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Yep.
I remember. Yep.
And that's when I became a fan of the Washington Capitals, because I saw that and I was like, this dude is going to be better than Wayne Gretzky. And I called it in 2006. And I've been a Capitals fan ever since. More so, like, I'm really an Ovechkin fan. But I've supported the Capitals flag ever since 2006. So that's the how long did that take me? About 5 minutes to explain all that?
Ish.
Yeah, that's not too bad though.
Well,
condensed version.
Yes, very condensed
Yeah.
version. So, well, then let me ask you this then before we start getting to gear specific. If Ovechkin leaves the Caps, are you going with him?
It's that's a loaded question. Because actually, I just saw an article today that he wants to play another few seasons for the Caps, but then he wants to retire in Russia for Dynamo.
Right. Oh, okay.
So he'll probably stay a Cap for the rest of the time, I would imagine. But if he goes, I'll still, I'll still support the Capitals flag. 'Cause there's other players that I do enjoy watching on the Caps. Your Tom Wilsons, John Carlsons, Nicky Backstroms, of course.
God, fuck.
I love TJ Oshie. He's a fucking man. So I'll still support the Capitals flag. But yeah, if Ovi ever did go to another team, I would definitely be that team's fan as long as Ovi was on it.
All right, well,
to be totally honest.
It was good talking to you guys. Now that Joe said he loves Tom Wilson, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Oh no! Okay, all right. This is gonna be a good one.
So
this is gonna be good.
I gotta ask though, before is there like, are you having an affair with the Minnesota Wild? Are they like a side team at all, or is it just like the hell with them?
No, I've never really cared for the Wild. I only was kind of on Marion Gaborit's bag when he came into the league, and I think that was around 2004, 3 or 4. Yep. I forget exactly, but he was that rookie sensation kind of too, and then he just fell off, didn't do shit. So,
right.
But I've never supported the Wild flag. Like I've never said I was a Wild fan. I was like, when they actually made a playoff run, not talking about this year, but years prior, I was like, that'd be cool if they got in or they went to the cup. But
right.
we knew it wasn't going to happen. Minnesota teams choke. So
yeah. No, what's funny about the Wild is right now they're one of those teams that like if they got hot, I could get behind.
Yeah.
It's
sure.
like cool, I don't know. I always like a good underdog story, but I'm not going to. Yeah, I'm not going to go outwardly going, yeah, let's go Wild. Like unless they get hot, they're just not going to be that team for me.
Yeah, it's never. Again, yeah, I am from Minnesota, but I've never been like, yeah, let's go Wild. Woo, yeah, woo. I don't really care.
It is
to be honest with you.
Funny though, like you had the North Stars there. And then they moved to Dallas, and then you became a Dallas fan.
Right,
that is interesting that it kind of played out that way. So let's start getting into some gear specific. I want to start with the positives. What is your favorite Caps gear of all time?
So, are we going to talk about black alternates? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm sure.
But so I'll say this. I'm going to give you my number 2 first because this might surprise you guys for number 1. Number 2 is actually the original black alternate when they had it was the Capitol, the Capitol building black alternate. Black, it was like bronzish.
I forgot about those. Yeah. The Donald Brashears, the Olaf Kolzigs.
Exactly. Yeah. I really dug that one. But honestly, my favorite one is the Screaming Eagle Royal Blue Homes.
Okay.
All right. Well, first, I just pulled up the your second favorite.
I had forgotten about the blacks.
They're not that bad. As far as black alternates go, they really are not that bad.
Right.
Yeah. I think out of all of the black alternates that we could talk about, I feel like that one would rank high among any of the other ones, to be honest with you. I just think it's a good, clean look. And then for whatever reason, I like those old colors that they have with that blue and the gold that they have.
Yeah.
It makes sense the black alternate does because you have in the Screaming Eagle sweaters, you've got the black, the black kind of swoosh in there. Mm-hmm. So you guys didn't like reach to have the black alternate like so many teams do. It makes sense. It's there in your color scheme.
Yeah, it's already there. It's already there. So, and the logo of the Capitol building isn't like create a team either. It looks
it does look good.
You know what I mean? Like it looks like it should be there. Like that I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on it, but if the Capitol building was the alternate logo with the Screaming Eagle anyway, so
Yeah.
it fit, and it wasn't just like, the last episode and you guys are talking about god awful Vegas nights, what they got going on.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a whole other story.
No, what's funny is that so I remember hating these Screaming Eagles. I really did. And I mean, so we're looking at a Peter Bondra jersey right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that I still don't like, again, history looking fondly on these things. Like,
Yeah.
I hated the Gordon's Fisherman ones with the aisles. I hated those, but history's kind. These are not as bad as I remember them, except
Yes.
I still hate this. In the stripe, it says Capitals.
I don't like that either. That's
Sure.
where I was going to
No,
go.
I get that. Honestly, what I really don't like the only thing I don't like about this jersey, I mean, I see your point on the Capitals on the stripe, but on the back, the number overlaps the stripe on the back too.
Yes.
And that's kind of like an eyesore to me. But overall, it's
the color scheme's great. Like it for some reason I hated these. And I'm looking at it now and I'm like, nah, man, like this is a solid jersey.
The 90s weren't
And
so bad when we look back on them,
At least in hockey.
And right, in hockey, not so much in the NBA.
For sure. Well, so and with those ones too, like I don't know what fonts it is, whatever, but the numbers always just like caught my eye too, because the way that the numbers are kind of that, it's kind of big bold but then slanted as well. I don't know what kind of font that is, but that always caught my eye as well.
Oh God, Adam Oates.
It's definitely Adam Oates, dude. He was a flyer for about 37 minutes. They do look good. It's funny, man, because I typically, the Caps were red, white, and blue forever, and now that's what they're back to now. And I typically, one of my like pet peeves is I don't really like when teams go outside of their typical color scheme and reach, save for the Vancouver Canucks. I give them a pass because I love the Canucks gear. I'm with Justin. I never really these never kept me up at night, but looking at them, man, they look better than I remember them looking. And of course, I love that Peter Bondra comes up because when I think these sweaters, I think of fucking Peter Bondra.
I don't know why, but yes,
I mean,
me too.
He used to terrorize
really,
the fucking Flyers.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, there is other guys that were ranked high in Capitals history, like Callie Johnson or whatever.
Yeah.
But when I think of Capitals, I think of Peter Bondra, Adam Oates, and Ole Kolzig.
Yeah,
well, obviously now Ovechkin. Other than that, but those are the three guys that I think about. I don't know any fucking anybody else that was on those Capitals teams. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Like if we're playing a 3-on-3 game, two forwards and a goalie. There's my picks right there.
There's player.
Yep, there's the custom one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Well, so one of the cool things, or I was going to say that I think I really do like how now it's red, the actual red, white, and blue, with red being the main. When we're at home to rock the red. I feel like the Capitals did really well with changing colors, right? Like you were just saying, where it just works because they're still. If we're talking about Capitals, we're talking about USA, red, white, and blue. I mean, that was a good changeover. But I would like to see, honestly, I'd love for them to bring back the Screaming Eagle in some kind of updated version. We could ditch that stripe though too. But, so I'm with you on that.
They should as an alternate, man, because you guys still have kind of that Eagle logo. So you could, and we've got, of course, Internet Concept Guy has to make an appearance everywhere. And Concept Guy, dude, you cannot get away from these people, man. I don't clearly this is their hobby. They need side hobbies would be good for some of these people. But you have that Caps logo as the primary crest. And I think you could even do something with that gold and that blue and black color scheme.
Yeah, I'm not good at. I'm not very creative, but if I feel like that'd be cool. I couldn't do it, but
right.
I wish I could get paid to be creative and come up with jersey concepts.
Dude, you ain't lying. I mean, some of these guys, like when you find a good one, they're not bad, but for the most part, they're just all junk.
They're those rhinos. Once I showed you guys a couple weeks ago.
I am actually looking at one. It's a concept from Russian Machine Never Breaks, and it's like a teal, gold, black, and white with the new updated Eagle logo.
Ooh.
It's not too bad. It's kind of a throwback to the old colors with the new updated Eagle crest.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that Eagle crest? Because I'm looking at it now, and I like it here. Corey can see what I'm pointing at. As a logo itself, but I'm looking at it here on Concept Guy, and it's like front and center, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
You know what? I honestly like the newer logo as a like the shoulder logo.
Yeah.
I like the old Eagle if you're going to put that on the front, because I just I'm kind of with you guys. The 3D is not really my favorite thing on like today's jerseys,
right?
Where it's like trying to jump out of my face. Like I'd rather have you go 2D classic, like, because that's just what I think of when I think of jerseys. Like
Great.
that, like that 2D logo. I don't need it to be jumping out of my face.
Right. I love that. Like we talked about the Sens going back to getting rid of the guy that's wearing a paintbrush on his head and going back to the 2D logo. They should have never switched to begin with. Right, exactly, man. It is interesting how you look back and look at these, and they're not, like I said, they're not as bad as I thought they were, and I never thought they were completely terrible. Where are you at on the kind of inaugural cap sweaters they broke out back in like the 2011 Winter Classic, I believe it was?
I don't like it.
The Capitals.
I don't like it.
You don't? That's kind of my. I mean, I'm not a Caps fan. That's my favorite of the bunch.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly why I don't like it, to be honest with you. I think maybe it's because, for whatever reason, I don't like the laces in the front.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
For whatever reason, I don't like that. Though I feel like it has worked for other teams. I'm drawing a blank right now.
The Sharks. The Sharks are one.
There you go, Sharks. I think the Rangers had it before too, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just whatever it is, it's really the laces what I don't like it, because I think the color looks fine and the logo looks good. It gives you, since it was the Winter Classic, it looks like a classic logo. But yeah, I don't like the laces, man. It just rubs me the wrong way.
It's funny you say that, because it really does. You wouldn't think that it would. Again, this is why we're all gear freaks. But the laces, most people wouldn't look at it and go, "Yeah, you like whether or not you have the NHL logo there or the laces." But there's something about the laces that kind of bother you. And the only team that I can think of that it doesn't bother me on their gear is the Sharks, and that could just be because it's
the Sharks.
It's the Sharks.
It's the Sharks. Yeah, right. You give them a pass. You know what I mean? Because what else are they doing? You got to give them something. So.
Right. Exactly.
But yeah, I'm not sure. It's just the laces. I feel. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it other than just it's weird. It's not even like a full lace setup like we're talking about the Sharks. It's like two little eyelets, so it's barely a lace. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
maybe
like
if there was
stitches,
more.
kinda,
if you gave me more laces, I might like it.
Yeah,
right. Actually, make it look like there's a lace there instead of just sitting there.
It's like a quarter of a tie up. You know what I mean? Like if we're talking about skates tying up, it's like two eyelets. Give me more laces, and I might like it. But yeah,
there's that concept that Joe was talking about, Justin. The Russian Machine Never Breaks. That we just came across the one, Joe, that you were talking about from Russian Machine Never Breaks, going back to the teal and gold.
That is good use of that logo.
That is immediately upper echelon gear if you were to take that and put it in the NHL now. To me, I dig it a lot.
Considering
it's a good one.
Considering I was just talking trash about that logo, like that is good use of it.
Yeah, it does. It looks good. I like the way the gold, highlights the end of the wings. It looks really good. I think it looks better in black and gold than it does in the red, white, and blue. I don't mean to blaspheme against our glory.
No, I agree.
But
I agree. Are you seeing the one? It's also from Russian Machine Never Breaks. It's the classic Eagle with the colors now, red, white, and blue.
Yeah, we just got to that one. That one. It's
I do like that Screaming Eagle 2020. I'm not sure how I feel about the stars on the sleeve, but
Oh yeah, I didn't even
I
notice
didn't
that.
either until yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like that would work better on the shoulders if they were
Yep.
going to do that. But I do overall like the way that's
Conceptually, yeah. Conceptually, I think it works. I'm wondering, is the red too? Maybe if they swap the red and the blue, because then the eagle doesn't stand out. He kind of blends in. I feel like there's something there. Like, I don't hate it. Like, something inside of me is
terrible.
right.
It's not
Something
terrible.
inside
It's
of me
not.
is saying, "Hey, hate this."
I
And I'm looking at it and I'm like, but
I
there's nothing
can't.
really to hate.
I do think I completely agree. The sleeves belonging on the shoulder would make no fucking sense. The stars belong on the shoulder. I think that would look way better. I
know what you mean.
The more we look at that screaming eagle, the more fond I am growing of that logo.
And look how much better it looks without the weird swoosh.
Right, with just a straight
A lot
tail
better.
stripe.
Yeah.
Well, so if you're looking at the same page that I am, if you scroll up a little bit, there's a blue alternate by Russian Machine Never Breaks as well with the Screaming Eagle, no stars on the sleeve.
Okay, yeah. So we're pulling up the actual link now, and this is whoever this concept guy is or gal. Good for them, because this is actually okay.
Oh.
The stars on the sleeve, Screaming Eagles.
Oh.
That is bleeping amazing.
I like that. And they're the whites.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
That
like
is
those
good.
a lot.
Good job, Lucas Deichman.
Yeah, however
Right.
you said that
Wow.
last name
Well,
better than I would have.
Or whatever your name is.
Yeah, good job, Luke.
Dude.
Those are sick. Those are sick.
I like that a lot. Wow, I'd consider buying one of those.
Well,
It is caps, but
look, I can't do caps gear. If it was anybody but the caps, okay, and even okay, the third.
I understand you're a Philly fan.
Yeah, it is, man. I can't. The only Metro Division team I would even consider, and Justin knows this, and I'm not just pandering, is the Devils.
Okay, I get it.
And that's just out of respect for Marty Brodeur. He's the GOAT. And Justin, I love you, but they've been irrelevant for 10 years.
yes, they have.
So they caused me
even
a
that
lot.
cup run was pointless.
They caused me a lot of pain 20 years ago, but we can heal. I can forgive anything except the Toronto Maple Leafs. Fuck those Pat Quinn era Leafs.
Against the Toronto Maple Leafs, they've never eliminated my boys from the playoffs multiple times. So if we're talking about heartbreak, I think this show is all about heartbreak when we've been talking about team specific things.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Heartbreak, frustration, wanting to cut your foot off. I don't know, cry in a ball.
Yes.
It's just
Fetal
heartbreak
position,
central.
dude. Yeah.
So I scrolled down a little bit, and Lucas is starting to lose me here.
Yeah.
So he's
Yeah, there's some other ones there.
he's taken, because I feel like I saw somewhere this exact one. It's listed. It's the first one listed under other designs. If you're still on that site,
Yeah, I'm here.
he's added an S ton of stripes, and he's got they call it the Weagle, because it's a W and an eagle. The Weagle.
Oh.
Yeah, just
yeah.
that saying, that's a hard no. For me.
Yes, I will pass. I don't know. Like I feel like on the previous page I saw something similar to this with like just a W.
Yeah.
And even though I'm not a huge fan of just a letter, it works here because it's kind of old school.
Yeah.
Going with this logo on this is really. Sorry, Lucas Deichman, you've lost me.
Yeah, you can go to hell now, Luke. What it
See,
is
right
for
here.
me, those are. I don't like if you're gonna go stripes, those are fucking good. If you're gonna go stripes, they've got to be going all in the same direction.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have
You can't have different angles, and that just doesn't. Too much crowding. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
exactly.
We just need our simple design, simple logo, nice color scheme. Give us the number and the name. We're good to
right.
go.
That's all we
don't
need.
I don't need a bunch of shit.
Yeah, we don't need horizontal and vertical up in here. We don't need all
I
that
can do
shit.
that. I can do that in any one of the NHL 20 whatever games. Creative team,
Right.
You know.
I too can drop acid and put a sweater together.
Yes.
You
yes.
know?
I too can play franchise mode on NHL 20 or 21 or whatever the fuck. create whatever team that I want to call it and just be an abomination
Yes.
like the Dallas Stars black alternates.
What's funny is the black alternates are strangely a step up just because of how trash their gear has been over history.
sure.
But
For sure.
I think that's a
Right.
whole nother conversation. So
Yes, it is.
when the Caps go back to like the updated old school logo, how are you feeling? Like as far as gear wise, they leave the Screaming Eagle behind and they kind of just update what they used to have. How did you feel then?
So I guess I wasn't so many years invested with Heartache just yet, so I didn't really care that much, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It wasn't until like now I like the their home reds right now with the updated old school version, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like the whites, the away whites. I hate the alternate old school. I think there's a name for it, but it's the updated old school third jersey. So it's red and it has the old Capitals design. You know what I'm talking about?
With the stars, right?
With the stars,
Yeah.
across the chest.
Here we go.
And the stick is going the other way.
Yeah.
I hate those. I absolutely hate those. Every time that they've played in those, number one, they lose generally in those jerseys. Number two, it's like looking at the Winter Classic one for me. I can't exactly put my finger on it, but I just want to punch the screen when I see it. Like, why the fuck are you wearing that jersey when you have so many other options that you could go to?
Right.
You know
right.
what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I get it. We're at home, rock the red, but fucking man, let's go back to, I don't know, bring the Screaming Eagle back. I don't care. Do something. Or just wear the regular rocking the reds. You know what I mean? Wear the regular home reds.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I don't. Again, I can't put my finger on it exactly what it is with the old logo. I just don't think it works for them the way that they. I really don't know. I don't really like the white shoulders.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Now,
I don't know what it is.
Where are you at with I believe it was the 2018 Stadium Series, I believe, the one that just says Caps across the front in blue. And the reason I ask you about that is because you can see on the Stadium Series one, the blue, you can see the current Capitals font is more prominent there because it's bigger. You just have Caps as opposed to Capitals. The one thing that bothers me about the modernized classic version that you guys wear now as your home and aways, the Capitals font I do not like. Am I being a pretentious douchebag? Because you can see it, you can still see it in the regular reds and the whites, the regular home and away sweaters, but in that blue Stadium Series, it's more pronounced because it's bigger.
No, I don't know if you heard me before that, but I was throwing up. I fucking hate that jersey. I fucking hate it. I think it looks so just shit, man. Like, I don't like that it just says Caps. I don't like the 3 stars on the chest. I don't like anything about it. I don't like the bottom red part and then just a little dash of red on the elbow part of the sleeve. I fucking hate it.
It's a
I hate
really
that jersey.
thick tail stripe. That is
I hate it.
really
It's like
thick.
almost halfway up.
It is, dude. Yeah, that is just aggressive.
It's almost like they started production of this jersey, but then they ran out of time. They're like, shit, we got to get these out, guys. Let's just leave it as is. You know,
They'll be good. They'll
What's
be good.
funny is like scrolling through some of these options, I keep coming back to this black alternate, and I'm like, this is one of the better ones in the closet. Like, why not have that at the ready, or one of the Screaming Eagles, like just at the ready for?
yeah. Well,
for these.
so this is the jersey that I have is obviously an Ovechkin jersey, but it's I literally think they wore this black alternate maybe one time in like 2000. I don't know, 15 or 16 maybe. It's the Reebok version of the black. It's black and red. I don't know if you guys can see it if you look on their jerseys, but literally they wore it maybe 1 or 2 times. But it's a black alternate. It's the Reebok black alternate. That's the one that I have, and it's one of it definitely ranks up high as far as like the jerseys that I like of the Capitals, and I don't understand why they never break those out.
Yeah, it does seem like they're very. And see, this is where it gets tough because you gotta. if you roll the dice and you get too risky, sometimes you can get just complete disasters and abortions. But they do seem like they feel kind of safe with what they got, which, again, I mean, I think the one with the stars, kind of the Dale Hunters, the alternates now, at the minimum, you can say that's a classic look. So I can get that being there. You know, I'd like to see a little bit of a tweak, because the ones you're saying I can't off the top of my head. So these black ones are not, they're not the ones with the Capitol building, right? They're a different black alternate.
It says, so it has the like the logo now. So the updated old version, it says Washington Capitals.
Right.
If you Google Washington Capitals jersey and then you click on images and you go to the Reebok tab, you should see it. It's like the second or third line down.
Okay.
It'll be a Reebok Washington Capitals black.
Okay, yeah, we're about to hunt for it right now, because I can remember. I don't remember.
Like I said, they literally only wore it one or two times, maybe. Like, I happened to. The only reason why I knew about it is because one of the games that I went to, I believe it was actually when they were playing the Flyers. I saw somebody with said jersey. I was like, I have to have that.
Yeah.
And I went home and bought it. But literally, again, they wore it one or two times tops.
It's an interesting choice here. Like, I don't hate it, but I also don't love it. If I'm looking at the right one, I see a lot of red and some gray. It definitely makes the font less offensive.
Yeah.
Like I like the font a lot better here. It's an interesting alternate. Like they went way out of their way. They left the blue out.
I was just looking. There's really not a whole lot of blue at all.
Yeah, it's only black and red with a little bit of gray, like outline, I guess you would say, around the logo. But
yeah,
I feel like that was a time, like maybe if I remember right, Reebok just acquired some rights or something like that to the NHL, and like they put out a bunch of these black alternates for like every team.
Yeah,
Detroit, Chicago, Buffalo for sure. I remember.
Yep.
I don't remember exactly anybody else, but yeah, it was just like one of those things. Like, hey, we got rights to do jerseys. Let's put some shit out.
Right. Let's flood the market with. I remember Reebok got kind of. I'm glad Adidas kind of took over, because Reebok fucked around a lot, and they got like, remember the Reebok Edge sweaters we wore? That was the last time we were in the Stanley Cup in 2010, where everything was kind of blocked along the sleeves and everything.
I kind of remember that.
Yeah, man, and it wasn't just with us; it was with every team. They looked awful. Nobody's gear from like the early 2010s looked good until Reebok quit fucking around with that shit.
Well, I mean, I think they definitely should just stick to shoes. I don't think they're good with designing
sweaters.
Jerseys, to be honest. Yeah, definitely not hockey. I mean, maybe be okay with like NFL. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who makes NFL jerseys?
Reebok used to, and Adidas took it over. Reebok apparently pissed off a lot of leagues, because they lost the NFL and they lost the NHL as well.
Because now it serves them right.
Right.
They suck anyway. So.
Yeah, exactly. This is what happens when you give us 97,000 black alternates. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly. Let's give everybody a black alternate, even if they don't have black as their color.
Right.
And I say that having a black alternate jersey, I understand how much of an asshole I sound like.
Oh no,
but it's basically a one of a kind. You know what I mean? So it could be worth money someday.
Look, I have an Eagles black one too, just so when we wear the blacks on prime time every year, I can break one out and look like a douchebag. Hey, I'm wearing what we're wearing. I got to ask you, just because you mentioned going to a Flyers and Caps game, because I've been to, at the time it was called the Verizon Center, I believe in 2014 was when I went. This is when we spent a lot of money wasted on Vinny LeCavalier, and the only fucking
good for you,
dude, right?
Well.
The Paul Holmgren years, man. Although I was there for his only good game, where he tied it up against you guys and then fucking netted the game-winning goal in overtime against you guys. The name of the Caps Arena is for some reason escaping me right now. So I'm assuming the Caps Flyers.
It's Cap One, right?
Capital One, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that arena, man? Because I remember I don't know if you want to see, like, you got to take the metro to get there, and you ride the metro. At least this is the experience I had, and you're riding through like midnight meat train scenery, and all of a sudden it dumps you out. Hey, here you go. There's a bunch of people in Oshie and Nick Backstrom jerseys, and you walk, and eventually the walk ends, and you can tell you're in a place where there's civilization when there's like cotton candy vendors and people selling Heinekens for overpriced and shit. Like, what were you? I remember thinking, like, what the fuck kind of arena is this? Like, it's in like a shopping mall. It's bizarre.
Yeah, so I've only actually ridden the metro two times. The other times before was we already drove up and we were staying at a hotel in Washington, so we just took either we walked because we were so close, or we just took an Uber to the arena.
Right.
But yeah, it's basically in like this huge shopping center where there's a movie theater upstairs. There's basically a food court. I don't know. There's other stuff in there, but there's a lot of restaurants for sure.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, there's a whole lot going on, but yeah. So they it turned into Cap One, I guess probably 2016 maybe, but it was Verizon. Before that, it was MCI Center, but
yeah,
I'm not sure if you want to call it a shopping mall exactly, but it's definitely like a mall setup right inside of, or like in the same building as Capital One Arena.
Right.
So, yeah, to me, kind of the same experience that you had the first time I rode the Metro, and it was like, okay, where are we supposed to get off? And then it would say, right as it's stopping, right, boom, the doors open. And then you have like 10 seconds. It doesn't say anything. And then Cap One Arena. Oh shit, we got to get out.
Yeah,
almost get closed on by the doors. But
yeah, dude.
so it's an interesting thing. I remember our Metro cards weren't working, so we couldn't get past the gates when we were trying to go back home or whatever. And,
dude.
my buddy Pete jumped over the railings, and the police tried to arrest him. So that was quite an ordeal, but that's a whole other story as well.
Yeah, it was. I'll say this: it was a fun environment to watch a game at. Man, it was. Especially being a damn good game and it being a rivalry as well. It was fun.
I forgot what your original question was, but yes, to watch a game in Cap One. So I've sat really high up, like the cheap seats.
Yeah,
and I've sat lower level, and then I've sat at the same spot the other time, which is like I usually sit in the corner behind on the cap side, but behind the net, so that way I can see all the way down the ice because I got a broken ass neck, so going back and forth with my head isn't a good idea for me.
Right.
So, but every seat I had, even up in the cheap seats, the nosebleed, it's such a good arena that I think, not even just because I'm a Caps fan, but like you can see everything no matter where I've sat anyway. Like I said, I've sitting up really high, I'm sitting up lower. Wow, I can't talk today. I've sat high, I've sat low, and I've sat in the corner, and I always had a good experience where I could see everything. So the acoustics are really good in that building too.
It is. It's a fun experience, man. So do you, as a Caps fan, because I have this, I'm starting to really root for just to take it to another sport for a second in football. As much as I love the midnight green as a color when it comes to the Eagles, I am ready for a switch back to the Kelly green.
You want that Kelly, yeah.
I want the Kelly green back, bro. So if wholesale change, go back to the gold, or you even if I were to guarantee you maybe not Screaming Eagle's going to come along with it, are you willing to dump the red, white, and blue and go back to the old color scheme, sight unseen? Are you willing to roll the dice on it if you could?
I am, because I think I think it still is going to work with that blue, or a version of that blue. I still feel like blue is patriotic somehow, some way. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
I'm definitely willing to roll the dice if they would do that. Even if they, didn't go with Screaming Eagle, if they kept don't fucking call it a Weagle, but if they went to the Eagle with the Capitol building in the background and made it an updated version or something like that. Yeah, I'm definitely willing to roll the dice, because I feel like, they've had, again, they changed to, red as the main homes.
Yeah.
And they've rocked that for a while. They could definitely use an update and see what happens. I mean, shit, what else what else can happen? You know, we've already had years and years of heartbreak with one great year where we finally, you know, stopped choking. So, you know, shit, why not? Give it a try.
So let me ask you this then. You have one jersey to pick for opening day. What are you rocking?
One jersey for opening day. I'm going to have to, I know I originally said it was my number 2, but I would say that Capital Black alternate, I would go opening day, honestly.
Yeah, man. Like,
I would even love to see that I would love to see that as a home red. I think it would pop just as good as a home red. I think with that version of the Capitol building on that same jersey setup.
You know what?
I like that logo. Like I said, to me, when I look at what you guys currently have, again, to me, what breaks it for me, where I tilt it more toward the spectrum of get it out of here, is that Capitals font. The P. I immediately go to the P, and it looks. So,
you don't like the current font at all?
It's just clunky to me, man. It's clunky.
I get you.
I think if you, like you said, if you have that logo in there, I do like the Capitol building logo a lot. It's impressive. You know, if you were to take that, I'm with you, man. If you do that with red, white, and blue, and get rid of the current font and go back to that font, the bigger, bolder font you guys had, you know, in the mid 2000s with that black alternate, I think it could be a good look.
I can't believe.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see the concept of that. I would. Yeah, I literally just thought of that right now. Honestly, I never had thought about it before, but I think that would look hot as a home red.
I still can't believe like how much love a black alternate is getting on this program.
Right.
I know, right? It's like the first time ever.
I was gonna say let's all enjoy it while it happens, because you know what's not gonna happen very often? Us loving black alternates.
Yeah.
This is the exception.
Exactly. It's usually going to be a dump party.
Yeah.
So let's go around the sports realm. I don't know if this is still true, but you were a Tigers fan, yes, in baseball?
I'm still a Tigers fan. Yep, I sure am.
That's some heartbreaks. So.
Hey, listen, I am only heartbreak. All I know is heartbreak. Like,
yeah,
I get my hopes up, and then I get let down, and my heart broken all the time. The Tigers do it. The Lions, I'm over the Lions at this point. They've never done anything for me anymore since the early 2006 to 2009. They had a shot, and now it's just shit. So, you know, and then the Caps have built me up and let me down. 13 out of the 14 years that I've been a fan. So I'm just used to heartbreak. But yeah, sorry. I do like the Tigers, yes.
So, I mean, eventually we'll have you back to like really break down Tigers talk, because the Tigers have like just such a classic look. Yeah. But I don't know if there's much to talk about though, like with the Tigers, because they don't switch much, do they?
I honestly can't even remember. I think maybe the only switch that's been recent, and I'm talking like the last 1 to 2 decades, is they made the away grays with Detroit across the chest outlined in orange and black.
Right.
I think that's the only thing that they've updated recently.
Which
in the last 2 decades, I think.
Which, I mean, normally I'd be like, oh, make some changes, but like you're Detroit, like why would you?
They need to be one of the teams with more of a classic look.
That cap.
It looks good with them.
God, I love the Detroit cap.
Yes. It has to be the orange D, though, for me. Instead of the white. I like the white D, but I prefer the orange one. I don't know about you, Joe.
I have the white with their world. I went to speaking of heartbreak, guys, hold on one second. I went to the 2012 World Series where they got swept by the Giants. I watched that happen at Tiger Stadium.
Oof.
By the way. But I have the classic white letter D cap of the World Series for the Tigers.
Okay,
and that's my go-to.
It looks good, man. Orange is my favorite color. So if you give me the option, I go orange every time.
Okay, I mean I get that. You know, you're a Philly guy, so I can't hate on that. But I do actually like how they actually had the Tiger pouncing out of the D back in the day
Yeah.
That'd be cool if they did something, an updated version of that. Because I mean, you're the Tigers, but you don't ever have a tiger on you.
I know, right?
Fuck. You know what I mean? How are you going to be the Tigers and never talk about being a tiger? You know what I mean? Maybe you're just a vicious ass koala. You know?
I mean, I don't know where you guys are at, but it's been a while since you were like great. Like you had the series run, but I mean,
that's literally the last time,
right?
Justin. Literally the last time that anything mattered.
That anything mattered.
Well, look, man, I can relate.
In Tigers lore was that World Series, the World Series try, we'll call it, and we fucking got swept.
I can relate.
Our MVP Cabrera didn't do shit the whole entire series, so he was worth all $100+ million of his contract
easily. Sure. No, I can relate. Obviously, Mets fan over here.
Yeah, exactly.
2015 really still stings, but that's a conversation for another day. But I mean, I would think like right now would be a good time to kind of like figure out some sort of revitalization for them. Like
they've got a lot of young prospects too. The Tigers do.
Honestly, I haven't really paid that much attention to baseball in the last few years.
Fair.
I think going to the World Series and having them crush me really kind of soured me on baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, I've watched the series the last few years. Like I was watching and pulling for the Royals when they won, the Cubbies when they won, but just because again, underdog stories, and I'm also a fan of underdogs.
Right.
Clearly by my choice of sports teams that,
Yes.
that I enjoy watching. So
I think Joe just admitted to hating me because he said he was rooting for the Royals.
He was rooting against your joy.
Hey, man. I mean, underdogs, buddy.
I mean,
underdogs.
I was too, for the record.
Well, yeah, like if the Mets are going to go and lose to anybody, it might as well be the Royals.
Right.
Yeah, might as well, at least it wasn't the fucking Yankees.
Exactly.
Dude.
Which that one hurt way more than losing to the Royals. And the reality is the Royals just played better baseball. I've said that ad nauseum on this program. The Royals just played better baseball that year. We weren't going to beat them.
Yeah.
Literally single.
Yep.
Single.
Yep.
Get a running. Single. I got
extra
base
base
hits, man. Base hits.
Dude.
Extra base hit, like no errors, like good fielding,
Steal a base,
Yeah.
and that's
Not
gonna
get
win
picked
you the series. Speaking of the Yankees, literally my only thought process of watching baseball in the last let's say 4 years is just hoping the Yankees don't win. As long as they don't win, I'm good, and I like it. You know what I mean? I'll check out a couple games of the series and root for the underdog, whoever that is, and then I'm good.
What's funny is I didn't watch a single game of the series this year, but I am most of the time that same way. Like I at least watch a game or two every year as long as the Yanks are in. Right. And then there was the one year it was the Yanks and the Phils, and I'm like, fuck off. I'm not watching that one.
I fucking hated that World Series so much. Still do. And it's funny because baseball for me, because I've gone through stretches with baseball where I kind of fall out of it for a little bit. Baseball is just one of those sports. It seems like everybody has a stretch where they just get out of it for a while.
Yep.
And especially it tends to happen when your team sucks. You still watch the World Series, like you're saying, because it's the World Series. But
for sure, and the biggest thing too is shit. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I love watching baseball live, but sitting down and watching it on TV has just been so tough for me the last couple of years. I got to get up so dang early. Like if a game doesn't start until 8:30, fuck you.
Yeah.
Sorry. And I even say that for like Caps games a lot of the time too. Like if they're playing, especially when they're playing the West Coast, game doesn't start till 10:30. Bro, I'm watching the highlights tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the worst, man. It's the worst. Those West Coast fucking games are terrible. I mean, I can see one thing if it's like, okay, game 80 and you're playing, it's an important game or whatever.
If it was something important, I would definitely stay up for it and, suck it up the next day.
Yeah.
Week number 4 of the season, and you're playing the Ducks
against
at 10:30. Fuck you! I don't give a shit.
Yep,
the fucking Ducks.
It's goddamn Anaheim, dude.
Ducks. So, I mean, you already mentioned being a Lions fan. So, what's your favorite Lions gear? Like, there's traditionally solid gear, but there are
There
some
is
stinkers.
a black alternate we could discuss there.
I was just gonna say that just to be an asshole. I don't really know off the top of my head, to be honest with you. It's kind of a toss-up. Honestly, I really like, and this is really odd for me to say that I really like the whites with the blue pants.
Okay.
But I feel like the silver alternate kind of sticks out for me. I don't necessarily love it, but for some reason it's like I almost hate it so much that I love it. If that makes sense.
In a very weird way.
Yeah.
So I would say, I guess if I'm going to say my favorite, honestly, I will just like, I like the white top, blue pants, and then the silver helmet. So like, I feel like that was the main go-to for the aways in like 2000. Shit, I don't know, 12 to 16, maybe something like that.
Yeah, I think I very much have always liked the Lions gear across the board. The only thing I did not like was when they felt the need to put the black in there.
Yep.
The Dominic Raiolas, the Joey Harringtons, the Roy Williams, those can get the hell out of here. Outside
you guys
of
can just fuck off.
right, outside of them having to put black in there because that's what everybody did back in like 2003. I like everything, man. I even like the ones you guys wear on Thanksgiving every year without the logo on the helmet and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I love
those. I didn't even really the most important game of the year, and I didn't even think about that. They've worn the real old school throwbacks the last couple years where there's no I feel like there was no name on it either. It was just the number.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember right. I could be wrong, concussions, but
yeah. God, I'm looking at at just, scrolling through here, and here's old Barry. I've always loved the Lions helmet. It is so good. All right. Now this one I'm not sure of. Do you have a basketball team?
Not really. I don't really follow basketball that much anymore. Back when I was a kid, though, I think I told you, Justin, I used to have a Sonics Sean Kemp jersey.
Oh, yeah.
And I had a Grant Hill Pistons jersey.
Yeah, you did tell me about the Pistons one, and man,
and I'm a horse guy. I love the horse logo.
Really,
the flaming horse logo and
the
the
green
bullet.
horse.
Fuck yeah!
You are not going to like next week's episode.
Oh, great! I can't wait.
Well, actually, I guess technically it'll be last week's episode.
Right. By the time eventually.
Sure.
Oh man.
But yeah, I'm never really. I've been out of touch with basketball for so many years, but so like right now, as long as LeBron James doesn't win, that's all I care about.
Thank you, dude.
Listen, hell of a guy in the real life, but
Yes.
fuck you as a player. I don't care. Fuck
Dude,
you.
thank
But
you.
hell of a guy, but I don't give a shit as a player. You
Oh,
can
absolutely. Absolutely. Like when you're a mercenary and you've been with 4 different teams to like ring chase,
Yeah.
come on, man.
How are you going to say that you're the best ever when you had to get all-stars and change cities 5 different times to get 4 rings?
Yeah,
Fuck you.
dude, it's obnoxious, man. And I'm not the biggest NBA guy either, and part of that could be because the Sixers are just depressing. But I mean, it.
Well, that is what we're talking about on this show. That's literally the statement of the
theme.
show.
Therapy
Talking from
session.
Mike and Bob, and now me. Just heartache. All we know is heartache.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, it's a league run by LeBron now for the most part. All these guys, this buddy ball, they all want to play with each other. It seems very like when you've got guys every year that are just signing 1-year contracts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
that's no. Even if I cared about basketball, like that's no fun.
Right.
Okay, so that's like whatever the stretch was for. It was like 3 or 4 years. It was just the Cavs and the Warriors in the finals, right?
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
and they just traded championships back and back,
Yep.
back to back. It's like that's no fun to like. I don't want to watch that shit. I don't want to watch that shit anyway. But even if I cared, I wouldn't want to watch that.
Right.
Like,
Hey,
God dang, man, that's watching the Yankees every year. Like,
Yes.
I will put
exactly.
this out here. 8-0 in the bubble. I think the bubble did some good for the league. The league comes back December 26th or 22nd, by the way.
fuck. Oh wow, that's a quick turnaround.
I'm just saying the Suns have room on the bandwagon. Like their whole thing is trying to keep the guys for once.
Yeah.
Like
For sure,
booking them. And that squad has potential to do something great,
They do.
and they have amazing gear.
I was gonna say, talk about gear, dude.
So I'm just saying,
that purple and orange, baby. You can't go wrong with
Hell
that.
yeah,
it's
dude.
practically impossible to F up unless, WNBA. Connecticut Sun, I'm looking at you. All right, well, so, somebody go into bat for those chess piece Pistons. I can't believe it, but
Chess piece.
somebody was bound to. Somebody was bound to. I'm glad it was you, Joe.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like that's just what I do, man. That's what I do. You can't go wrong with that flaming horse. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say the chess piece is literally on fire,
Yeah.
literally flaming.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, 100%. It's a flaming horse. I don't know how that makes sense.
I forgot.
but,
Yeah, I
it
forgot how
does.
cocked the logo was too. Like it. It looks somehow it looks weird. This has the opposite impact on me that the Screaming Eagle does for the Caps, because this looks somehow worse than I had imagined. Also, what the hell with that DP, the DP logo on the shorts? What is that?
DP. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I can't answer that question. All I know is that I liked Grant Hill. Okay.
Yeah, no, you're good. Look, I'm the same guy that had the fucking creamsicle Bucks as my number one when we did the top 10, and there are people that hate those. So it's all love, man.
Just as a side,
So-
no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that if it makes it any better, I did have the teal version of that jersey.
That is better.
I didn't have the red version. I had the teal.
Yeah, the red is ugly.
The red is
Yeah,
next level.
The
What
red
hell?
the red is terrible. That's like I don't know, like flaming diarrhea, I guess I would say.
The thing about Grant Hill, and I guess we'll start wrapping it up here, but Grant Hill played so long, and he's one of those guys that. Did we just lose Joe? I think we just lost.
No, I'm here.
Oh,
Okay,
then
cool.
What was that?
There was another noise.
Yeah, I don't know. I heard it too, but I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah. The Discord's discording.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Go figure. What are you gonna do? All right. Grant Hill played around was in the league so long, but he kept getting hurt. He came around to the Suns and had like a resurgence, like right at the end of his career.
Yeah, mid 2000s ish.
And then the Suns picked up Shaq and completely derailed everything. Like it was exciting.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, it was exciting at first because it's like, oh, Shaq, we
Right.
finally have a presence in the middle.
Yeah.
And
Wait, he's not Shaq anymore.
And not only is he not Shaq anymore, he completely jives with what made the Suns the Suns.
Right.
Like speed and getting shots off and running the court. Shaq
Right.
doesn't run the court.
Nope, not a whole lot ever.
Now this is only hearsay, but I also heard Grant Hill was an asshole. But that's only hearsay.
Oh, really? Man, that sucks.
I don't remember when I heard that or exactly. And again, that could just be hearsay. Maybe I'm just making it up. I'm not sure exactly, but I remember hearing that he was kind of an asshole. But I don't know the guy, so
Yeah.
and I still like him. If I could find that jersey, I'd rock it.
See, Joe is in shape. Joe can rock basketball gear. Corey and I, not so much.
Yeah, Joe, I need you to help me be able to rock basketball gear.
Oh, well, you can just download my app, man. Hard Work
Yeah.
Works Fitness.
Boom.
It's on your app store, free download.
Hell yeah. I'm
Yeah.
on it.
And when you download that app, Joe, what happens?
Oh, so well, you see, you're gonna download that app, right? And then you're gonna have access to over 200 plus workouts that you can do at home on your own with no equipment. If you got some equipment at home, if you go to the gym, if you have a garage gym, if you got an office gym, if you got a swimming pool gym, what the fuck ever. All those options to get you in the best tip-top physical condition that you can be in.
That's
Boom.
right, baby.
Boom.
You have your own personal trainer, basically.
That's me.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a wonderful app, and I assure you, you can't out train a bad diet. So like, I'm trying to get my diet under control, and when I do, you best believe I'm hitting the Hard Work Works fitness app, and I'm gonna get in tip top physical.
Yeah, dude.
Tip-top physical.
Can't wait, Joe. I love you, friend. Thank you so much for coming on and talking hockey with us, specifically
Yeah,
the Caps.
Yeah, we covered a few other topics, but yeah, this is a great conversation, guys. I appreciate you having me.
Hell yeah, man. Appreciate it, brother.
All right, guys. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Have
All
a good
right,
night,
brother.
man. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Leone, Hard Work Works Fitness. As he said right there at the end, download the app. It's a free download. I believe it's a free month, and then it's only $10 a month after that.
That's
and
it.
You get a personal trainer, and you work out with whatever you have available to you.
Which is great because that means that can be intimidating for a lot of people because it's like, man, I got to go out and I got to spend money on equipment and everything else. Like, dude, $10 a month. You know what? I piss way more away than $10 a month. You know, it once everything gets done with this house, I had thought about it because I remembered you had Joe as a sponsor before, and I was like, you know what I'm going to start doing? Giving him $10 a month.
Yeah, man.
Because once I get all this shit done around the house, I need to be less people. Whether or not I do rock a John Morant Grizzlies jersey, which probably won't happen. Because even when I was less people back in the day, I didn't have a whole lot of basketball gear in the wardrobe.
Yeah,
I just felt
same.
weird. Like you can't. I feel like basketball guy that has a T-shirt on underneath.
That's me.
It's just,
but it doesn't work.
I'm just
Maybe if I played,
right?
If I played, I can pull it off.
It just looks. I always felt really weird because I would look at other people that would wear basketball jerseys in the halls at Kickintan High School, and I would be like I'm not like losing sleep, but I'd be like, man, they look cool.
Yeah,
I wish I could, and I would try to go out and even buy. So I found back in the day, I think at Legends in Patrick Henry Mall, local reference kids. Back when that place used to be the shit back in the day, they used to have dope gear, and I think they had a sale on like NBA hardwood classics. I'm probably getting way off the rails here, but I'm here now, so walk with me. And they had a Pistol Pete Maravich Atlanta Hawks.
Nice.
And in retrospect, it's not a very cool looking jersey, but it's the one.
It's Pistol Pete.
It has pistol and quotes on the back with the number 44, and I was like, this is the fucking coolest thing ever. Yeah. I have to. And it was on sale for like $40, like egregiously. I even tried, I tried white T-shirt underneath because that was a thing back in the day, yup in my white tee, and the jersey's predominantly blue. So I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe if I go blue tee underneath, this will be more acceptable. It was somehow worse. And I was just like, I think it's hung in the closet with like the Iverson black Sixers jersey I've got. And I was in Modell's a couple years ago when I went back home, and they had, because Drew Holiday had just been traded or left to go play for the fucking Pelicans. I can't remember how he went from us there. So they had just a shit ton of Drew Holiday jerseys on sale for $5. And I was like, I mean,
why not?
This jersey is cheaper than a pack of cigarettes here. Sure, I'll take one. And I don't think I've ever wore it because why would I?
I think I told you this. I had a Damon Stoudemire and an AI at one point.
Yeah.
I wore each once, and I was just like, man, this is... And it wasn't even like it was like the thicker ones. So I thought maybe I could get away with it.
Yeah, dude.
No.
Not a whole lot.
Didn't work. Did not work. And it sucks because it's like Damon Stoudemire
It's so
Raptors.
cool. Yeah, dude.
Not happening.
So jersey order that we purchased, Rob put in, and you know Rob.
Mm-hmm.
Rob put in an order for a UConn Ray Allen jersey.
Oh.
Like he's a UConn fan.
He's
Ray
also a
Allen's one of his
smaller dude.
favorite players. Yeah, he is, but I want to see it.
Yeah.
Like when because there was a group chat with all of us, and we all like sent in there the ones we were getting, and that was among his, and I went, Pixar, it didn't happen. I'm like, I need, like, is it weird to ask for a selfie of a dude?
Better rock that.
Yes.
Let me see it.
Nothing underneath. Nothing. You better look like you're about to go step out at Rucker Park, motherfucker, because I want to see this shit.
Interesting. Very interesting. And also interesting, you can listen to this podcast anywhere that podcasts are. Love to have you aboard. Subscribe, rate, comment, all that great stuff.
Yes.
But Corey, the absolute best thing they can do is share.
That's it.
Share that link.
Get it out there.
You dig the show. Tell somebody else that, hey, this is happening over here.
Check it out.
Let's get them on board.
Fuck yeah.
If you want to talk gear with us, it's simple. Discord.
Hit us up. That's where Joe's in the Discord with us. We're in there all the time chopping it up about gear.
all sorts of gear. Like
Yes.
maybe there was an NCAA college hockey sweater discussion.
Exchange yesterday, and it was amazing.
Yes, and these things happen all the time.
Yes.
And you never know what kind of conversation is going to happen. You never know what kind of Discord. It's easy. Ask us for the link. We'll shoot it over. You can hop on in and
Hell yeah.
and chat gear with us. And what else is there? Oh, patreon.com/ohhijustin, $1 a month. Love to have you in for that as well. All those things. I think it's finally time to get out of here, though, Corey.
Should we do it? Let's
Yeah.
do it, man.
Suckers!